There is a hunter in the ocean older than the trees, older than the rings of Saturn, older even than the dinosaurs. And it is still swimming today. For most of us, that hunter comes with a single, terrifying image: a dark fin, cutting through the waves. But what if almost everything you think you know about sharks is wrong? A tiny remora fish named Pilot knows the truth better than anyone. Little Pilot rides along with the ocean's great sharks, tucked close to their fins, seeing their world up close. So come along. Today, we ride with Pilot to meet the real shark, not the monster of the movies, but one of the most remarkable survivors our planet has ever produced. This is the true story of the ocean's perfect predator. To understand a shark, you first have to understand what it is made of. And the answer might surprise you: a shark has no bones at all. Its entire skeleton is built from cartilage, the same light, flexible material as the tip of your nose. It is what lets a shark twist and turn with astonishing grace. Run a hand across a shark's skin, and it would feel like sandpaper. It is covered, nose to tail, in thousands of tiny tooth-like scales called dermal denticles. Each one is shaped like a miniature ridged blade, smoothing the water as it flows past. Engineers have even copied the design to make faster swimsuits and more efficient airplane wings. Unlike most fish, a shark cannot simply float in place. Many species must keep swimming, gently and constantly, just to push water over their gills and breathe. Some sharks have 5 gill slits. Others have 6, or even 7. It is one of the simplest ways scientists tell one species from another. Sharks belong to a family called elasmobranchs, cousins to rays and skates. Today, more than 500 different species swim in every ocean on Earth. From the icy poles to the warmest reefs, sharks have found a way to belong almost everywhere the ocean touches. And the family is far stranger, and far more wonderful, than most people ever imagine. Meet the largest fish in the entire ocean, the whale shark. It can grow longer than a school bus, and yet, it hunts nothing bigger than a shrimp. It swims with its mouth open wide, filtering tiny plankton from the water, the gentlest giant the sea has ever grown. Now shrink the giant down way down to the dwarf lanternshark, a species so small it could curl up in the palm of your hand. Down in the darkness where it lives, it glows a soft, living light along its belly to hide its shadow from hungry eyes below. Then there is the hammerhead, its head stretched wide into a strange, flattened shape, with an eye on either end. That shape is not an accident. It spreads the shark's senses across a much wider stretch of water, letting it scan the seafloor like a living metal detector. Deep in the dark, the goblin shark drifts, pink-skinned and ancient-looking, with a long, blade-like snout built to sense prey in absolute blackness. On the seafloor of a reef, a wobbegong lies so still, so perfectly patterned, that a fish could swim right over it and never notice. From gentle giants to hand-sized dwarfs, from hammer-headed hunters to masters of disguise, no single word could ever describe every shark. What every shark does share, though, is a set of senses more powerful than almost any animal alive. A shark's sense of smell is so refined, some species can detect a few drops of fish oil dissolved in a pool the size of a swimming stadium. Its eyes work well even in near-total darkness, and a special row of sensors called the lateral line runs down each side of its body, feeling every ripple and vibration in the water. But its strangest sense of all is one no human has ever felt. Around its snout, tiny jelly-filled pores called the ampullae of Lorenzini can detect the faint electric pulse of a beating heart. It means a shark can find a flatfish completely buried in the sand, without ever seeing or smelling it at all. These are not the senses of a mindless killer. They are the tools of one of the most sophisticated hunters evolution has ever designed. And when a shark does hunt, it is one of nature's most spectacular sights. Off the coast of South Africa, great white sharks launch themselves clean out of the water, a move so explosive, scientists simply call it breaching. In under 2 seconds, a shark can go from stillness to a burst of speed that would make a sprinter look like it was standing still. The fastest of them all is the mako, which can reach speeds of over 45 miles an hour, faster than any other fish in the sea. Every species hunts differently. Nurse sharks suck small prey from cracks in the reef. Hammerheads pin stingrays with their wide heads. And thresher sharks hunt with a whip, using their impossibly long tails to stun schools of fish with a single, lightning-fast crack. It is precision, not fury. A shark hunts the way an athlete competes, with skill, patience, and remarkable control. And yet, for most of us, one image still overpowers everything else we know about sharks. Ever since a famous movie about a giant man-eating shark, the world has painted sharks as mindless monsters hunting swimmers on purpose. But here is the truth the numbers tell: you are far more likely to be hurt by a falling coconut, a vending machine, or even a toaster than by a shark. Every year, lightning kills far more people than sharks ever do. Out of the hundreds of shark species, only a handful have ever been involved in an incident with a person at all. Most of the time, when a shark does mistake a person for something else, it lets go immediately and swims away, because people were never on the menu to begin with. A shark does not see a surfer and think meal. From below, a surfboard can simply look like a seal on the sunlit surface, a case of mistaken identity, nothing more. The truth is simpler, and far less frightening, than the movies ever let on: sharks are not hunting us. They are barely interested in us at all. If sharks seem otherworldly, it is because, in a way, they are. Their story began long, long before ours. Sharks first appeared over 400 million years ago, before trees existed anywhere on Earth, before there were rings around the planet Saturn. Since then, Earth has suffered 5 great mass extinctions, catastrophes so severe they wiped out the vast majority of life on the planet, including, eventually, the dinosaurs. Sharks survived every single one. While countless other species vanished, sharks simply kept swimming. Among their ancestors was a giant almost too enormous to imagine, megalodon, a shark as long as a school bus, with jaws powerful enough to crush a small boat. Megalodon vanished around 3.5 million years ago, long before humans walked the earth. But its smaller relatives carried the family forward. Today's sharks are living fossils, proof that some designs are so good, nature never needed to change them. Survival, though, is not only about outlasting disaster. It is also about raising the next generation. Some sharks lay eggs in tough, leathery cases nicknamed mermaid's purses, which sometimes wash up on beaches long after the pup inside has hatched and swum away. Others give birth to fully formed, swimming pups. Some species stay pregnant for well over a year, among the longest pregnancies of any animal on Earth. Many young sharks are born in shallow, sheltered nurseries, quiet bays and mangroves where larger predators rarely venture. From the very first day, a shark pup can swim, hunt tiny prey, and look after itself. It arrives in the world already built to survive. And some species, like hammerheads, grow up to gather in enormous, swirling schools, hundreds of sharks moving together like a single living cloud. It turns out the ocean's great loner is, sometimes, surprisingly social after all. But sharks do not just survive the ocean. They help hold it together. As apex predators, sharks sit at the very top of the ocean's food web. Just their presence changes how every other creature behaves. Scientists call it the landscape of fear. When sharks patrol a reef, plant-eating fish spread out and graze carefully, instead of stripping any one patch bare. That grazing keeps seaweed from smothering coral, which keeps the whole reef healthy, a chain of consequences that starts with a single shark. Remove the sharks, and studies have shown the whole system can slowly unravel: fewer fish, sicker coral, a quieter, emptier sea. A single shark, it turns out, can hold an entire ecosystem in balance. Which makes what is happening to sharks now hard to hear. Every year, tens of millions of sharks are taken from the ocean, largely for their fins, far more than their populations can ever replace. Some shark populations have fallen by more than 70% in just the last 50 years. Species that survived 5 mass extinctions are now struggling to survive us. But this story is not over. Around the world, people are fighting to turn it around. Scientists tag and track sharks to learn their secret migration routes. Whole nations have created vast marine protected areas where sharks can hunt and rest undisturbed. In some of those protected waters, shark numbers are already beginning to climb back up, proof that when we give the ocean room, it knows exactly how to heal. Every one of us can help too by learning the truth about sharks and sharing it, instead of the fear. So the next time you see a dark fin cut through the water, take a breath before you feel afraid. You are not looking at a monster. You are looking at a survivor, 400 million years in the making, and one of the ocean's most careful guardians. Pilot has ridden beside sharks its whole life, and never once been afraid. Maybe, now, you understand why. The ocean is vast, and wild, and still full of mystery. But it is a little less frightening now that you know who is really down there. Thank you so much for watching. If sharks amazed you today, stay with us, there are many more wonders of our world still waiting to be explored. Until next time, keep wondering, keep exploring, and never be afraid to learn the truth beneath the surface.